Hi everyone, welcome to Chitter Chatter. Today we are going to chit chat with the author Ezuth Aani. He is the author of this book, Riding with Ravan. Well, I love reading, and I'm sure you all know that by now with the number of books that I read. I think I love books because books take us to a place where we can't be. And this is a book that I've thoroughly enjoyed because when mythology is mixed with fiction, it's one of my favorite genres. And this is something that I thoroughly enjoyed, and you're going to enjoy it too. So let's send in a request to the author and let's get started. He should join us really soon. In the meantime, why don't you all keep telling me what kind of books do you all like? What have you all been keeping yourselves busy with? I'm sure you all like something that you all are reading, and if not, I think this is a habit that you all should develop in this lockdown. Hello Raghu, hello Bhavisha, Vicky Nigam, good evening to you too. Dawn Character 5079, I'm good, how are you? Hey Rajesh, how are you? So Rajesh has written this book, all his tweets are combined and they are really nice tweets that make you think about it. I'm going to share that book soon with you all, and in the meantime you all can check his post and also see the book and order one. So let's see if Ezuth Aani is here and let's get started. He should be here really soon. Hello Bharti Bhatija. Hello Bhardwaj Swamya. Hey Ajay. And okay, so till he joins us, how about y'all telling me what books do y'all like to read? Hey Vivek Kapoor. How many of y'all like to read and how many of y'all don't? So the ones who read can send me a thumbs up and the ones who don't can send me a thumbs down. Trust me, the ones who are going to send me a thumbs down, you all should develop a habit of reading because books will make you feel as if you know everyone in the world and you can visit every particular place. Roger Ray Dam says you look gorgeous. Thank you, Roger. I like your handle. Rajesh Mansukhani says nice earrings. Thank you, Rajesh. So what are you writing next and what is your favorite book? Harshat Kataria. Okay, let's see if author is here and let's send him a request. Author is still not here, so we have to wait. Meanwhile, there are many more authors here. Vitasta, hi, how are you? And he should be really soon here. So, I don't know. Should we just wait? Should I send him a request? Oh, and this is the thing with internet. Nidhi author, can you check with Ezuth Aani? Where is he? The chocolateboy.tcb says is it comic? No, it is not a comic book. It is a fictional book, but it is infused with a lot of mythology. It takes you back to the Ravan time and you will really enjoy reading it. And the author has put in so many details that you will actually think that you're traveling, actually riding to the times of Asuras, of the times of Ravan, being in the Ravan time. Author.tejasvi.priyadarshi. Hi, I have received your book and I'm soon going to read it and put it up. Looking forward to reading that. Arvindra1499, hello. Rahul_Raju7, please marry me. I'm really sorry, but I don't want to marry anybody right now. But thanks for the offer. Really sweet of you to propose on my Insta live. Icefire84, not related to books, but what was the weirdest place you visited and windiest place you visited and how windy was it there? According to me, if you ask me this question, it always takes me back to Mahabaleshwar, especially during the winter time. There is this peak out there which I thought was really windy, and that's one of my favorite places too. So yeah, it's not related to the book, but that's the place I like to be. Sahib Singh HHO, I can all talk about the book right now. So if you want to talk about the book, you can ask me. The things you're asking me for, this live is not for that. Ezuth Aani. And I have for him to join in, and hopefully we should start this chitter chatter really soon. I'm Abdul Samad. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Firstly, thank you for writing this lovely book. I have actually enjoyed reading this book, and you transported me to the times of Ravan. I was literally there, and I've roamed about Sri Lanka thanks to you just sitting at home in my lockdown.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your nice comment.
So, before we get started, is there something you want to tell all the fans out here who have been waiting for this chitter chatter? And before I start asking you questions that they've sent across,
I just want to send my love to everybody. That's all.
how did you go about writing this book? Like, what made you think of this beautiful fiction infused with mythology?
Well, I've traveled a lot, and I've been friends with Suhail for a while, and I want to do something that'll interest people in India, and I want to promote friendship between the two countries, people of the two countries.
What were the thoughts that came to your mind? Because here you've actually shown Ravan in a very good light, and it's. I wouldn't want to give a spoiler, but when you sat to write this book, what were the thoughts that were coming to your mind, and how difficult was it to write a fiction infusing it with mythology, something that everyone knows?
Well, it's I have written other books, so it's something that I love doing. I imagine a lot, so it just came to me, and I've traveled a lot, so all those experiences are in the back of my mind.
How does it feel? You know, your book is done really well. You're like the best-selling author right now for Loxie Hall. So, how does it feel when your book is appreciated so much?
Feels good, feels vindicated. All the time that I spent. Thank you very much for that.
When you finish writing this book and when you reread, how difficult is it to cut down on your own stuff that you've written and to limit yourself to keep it to this much? Like, how do you go about writing that process?
Yeah, to tell the truth, I don't like to read back, but I am forced to, and then I don't like to remove anything, but sometimes you are forced to remove, alter. So that's part of writing, I suppose. So,
How was it working with Loxie Hall Publishing?
they're good. They're very straight. They tell you to the face, what to expect and what we should do and what they can offer, which is good. Not all the publishers are like that, so I enjoyed working with them.
And how was it working with the book bakers Suhail Mathur?
Suhail has been a wonderful person. He's very easy to reach, very nice person, and I enjoyed working with him. I have done other books with him, and he did the cover for one of my books, which I still think is one of the most powerful covers I've ever seen. It was the novel I am the Lord. It will. It was a cover of adoption of Vitruvian Man rising from the ocean. It was so beautiful, very powerful.
A lot
And
of people have a lot of stories, but not everyone has the courage to write it down and, publish a book. So, with your profession, you decided to remove some time, write your stories, and start publishing your book. So, how was it when you actually decided that, okay, this is my first story, I want to write it down, and I do want to get it published?
yeah, I don't write anything without being believing passionately in that. So my first novel was actually inspired by somebody who tried to convert me. So that inspired me to delve deep into the arguments, and then that resulted in a novel. So then once I published the first one, then I thought, okay, I can write. So I wrote something about Cambodia, the Angkor Wat, the historical times, and so that was my second novel.
And it's
And then
with mythology.
this is my fourth. The third one was about a patient with dementia, and I have seen dementia patients at close quarters, and I thought somebody needs to tell their story. So that was my third, and this is the fourth.
So, what is in store next? What do we readers expect from you next? Which is your fifth one? Have you started thinking about it? Is there something already on the lines?
There are a couple more finished manuscripts that I will publish in the coming years. One is about intrigue in the medical field. There are a lot of politics going on in the medical field.
Loads.
But I'll make it interesting.
I am
And
sure. After reading this, I totally vouch for that.
thank you. And then the last one will be about, we grew up as medical students in Sri Lanka. Amidst all the bombings and the killings and everything, we had a lot of fun as medical students. So I wrote a novel based on that. So
Wow, we have already two novels, and let me tell all the viewers out here, if you all haven't yet read Riding with Ravan, then you all are missing out on something. Do order this book right now on Amazon, and trust me, you all are going to love it. Because you won't believe, I started it, and by the end of the day, I had actually finished the entire novel. I was actually in Sri Lanka, and I think I was like a spirit roaming about with Sunil somewhere because everywhere Sunil was going, I was a part of Sunil just following him. Then what is he up to?
thank you very much.
What is the best compliments that you've received from your readers?
Well, if they say that they understood what I am trying to communicate, that's all I need. And in this book, I want to communicate that people of India and Sri Lanka have a common heritage, and they should be united, and that's all I want to communicate. And if they understand that, that'll be great.
I'm sure they do. Also, what I like about your book is it's very simply written. So it's as if a conversation is happening. There isn't like it's descriptive, so you don't even have to actually imagine. It's all right there. So it's very, very, very easily communicated. So I think even if somebody who's not a reader could always pick up this book and just get started with the reading habit. It's like that simply put across.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to keep it simple. Even when I write poetry, I want to keep it simple so everybody can understand.
What were the books that you enjoyed reading the most in your early childhood days that got you into the habit of reading?
Well, the first book I read was Robinson Crusoe. And actually, my aunt, she gave me a prize for reading it. That was the incentive. So I finished it. And then I loved Enid Blyton and, all those books during childhood. And I was an avid reader in Tamil too. There were a lot of historical novels that came in that time. And I read almost all of them. I read a book, like 1,000-page book, when I was in Tamil, when I was 9 years old. I completed the
9 and you finish reading a 1,000-page book. Like usually kids, the moment they see a book, the first thing they're like, oh, it's this thick. Oh, at least that's what I used to do as a child. The first thing I saw a book, I would be like, oh, how many pages is this?
Yeah, but those days, and this was a writer, Kalki. He was a very famous writer, and this was a classic book. And I didn't understand the parts about love and all, but I read it, and it was nice.
As a writer, what would you tell the other writers out there who have a lot of stories they really want to write, but they don't have the courage to put it on paper?
I think they should get started. They should at least plan, have a plot, and then plan about the characters. What kind of characters they want to build, and then most of these are the story is built by incidents. Separate incidents, but you can build up all into one cohesive story. And a lot of them you would have experienced, some of them you imagine, but you can make it into a story that others can read and understand.
So, usually, like the book you're writing further, or the book that you've written, which was on dementia patient, you've actually lived it, somewhere. And obviously, there's a little fiction involved to it. But a part of it is lived. Now, this is something like Riding with Ravan is totally fiction. It's like, okay, we've lost you. Sorry, we lost you for a while. So I'll start again. So I said, usually, like the book that you've written in the past, which was on the dementia patients, and you've seen them closely. And this book, Riding with Ravan, is totally, totally fiction. I mean, we can imagine, like I imagine myself as Sunil, but it's an imagination totally. And obviously, totally based on imagination.
Sorry, I lost you for a second. So
So I
can
was
you repeat that, please?
that a book like you wrote in the past about the dementia patients, you've seen them closely. So it's
Yes.
all witness experience, and obviously a little fiction is added to it. But a book like Riding with Ravan is totally fiction. The only facts are the places that exist. But besides that, it's a totally fictional thing of this could have happened and that could have
Yeah.
happened. So how what was your process? What was your living like when you were sitting and writing this novel?
Yeah, this was really a very happy experience because unlike the other novels, you know, affected by writing, this one was pure fantasy, and it was a really happy experience writing this. I let my imagination run riot.
We have witnessed that while reading that. No, I can totally vouch for that too. So, if you had to write another fantasy novel and it had to be based on mythology again, what would it be?
Well, we grew up with Ramayana and Mahabharata, so it'll be based on one of those.
I think partially Ramayana, not Ramayana, but yeah, thanks to Raman, we did go back to the Ramayana era somewhere. Not totally, totally, but yeah, maybe Mahabharata is something interesting, and you should start writing and running your imagination that side too.
Yeah, it'll be a nice experience. Next time I will consider that. Yes,
Yeah, and then maybe we can have a lot more chitter chatters on that and your coming up books. So best wishes for your other two books that the manuscripts are there and hoping forward to read them. And would also love your past books that you've written. Would love to read it because I personally loved your way of writing. And it was
thank,
such a quick read that I just can't stop complimenting you. I think I've given way too many compliments already.
thank you very much. Those books are on Amazon.
I
Uh,
would.
you search for them. Uh,
Before we end this chitter chatter, we are going to have a quick round. So I'm going to ask you some questions and you have to reply really quickly, no time to think of anything. A
sure.
book that makes you happy.
Uh, well, you got me there. Uh, a poetry book.
A poem that you can tell our viewers, even if just a couple of lines.
I wrote a lot in Tamil, but that's all in the past. Right now, I have a thought block. I can't recite.
Okay. A book that left you with a heavy heart.
Yeah, many of the books I have read, but the if I may change it to the film that left me with a really heavy heart, Thulabaram. Have you seen Thulabaram? It's a Malayalam movie. It won the President's Award. That was one of the really, it affected me a lot.
We watch it
Books,
because
yeah, there are lots of books. Yeah.
a book that you would want to, from all your books till now, which book would you like to convert into a movie?
I would like all of them to be movies, but I think the one about Cambodia, I think that will be a Bollywood. It'll make a good movie for a Bollywood blockbuster. And even Ravan would make a movie or a cartoon. That's my hope.
If you had to cast somebody and it was totally your choice and your wish would be fulfilled right away, who would play Sunil the best according to you?
Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah, I think he would do an amazing job and fit in as Sunil perfectly. What is that one thing you would want to ask Ravan if Ravan came face to face with you or in your dreams?
Yeah, give me all your secrets about your aeroplane.
So that you can again use it and write the
Yeah.
sequence.
And the
One,
other thing is,
yeah, the other
yeah,
thing.
why did you take Sita? Why couldn't you get any other person?
I'm sure that question even Ram would want to ask if given a choice today
Yeah,
without having the fights.
yeah.
3 authors that you like to read.
Um, in Tamil, Sandilyan was a historical novelist. I really loved reading them. Then Da Vinci Code, you know, and then I also used to like Sidney Sheldon. Have you heard of Sidney Sheldon?
Yeah. Yes,
He's
I've read a lot.
yeah, I used to read a lot of that.
If you had to take a movie and convert it into a book, which one would it be?
To tell you the truth, I haven't seen a movie for a while.
So should we just the name of the same movie that left you with a heavy heart?
Yeah, that Tulamaram, yes, that will be a really emotional novel. I'm sure it was based on a novel.
If you had to write a novel for COVID times and you had to title it, what would be the title?
I think it has to be something with some humor rather than, COVID is a very serious problem, and I don't want to add to the, all the burden of the people. So you want to make it light. I will think of some title which will make light of the situation so that people can make, look at it in a different way. But off the top of my head, I can't tell you a title.
Okay. Something for your fans in Tamil. Some 2 lines in Tamil for all your fans out here.
Vanakkam, Nandri. Those are the 2 words. It's greeting and thank you. So,
First word that comes to your mind when I say Loxy Hall Publishing.
they're very honest.
The Book Bakers.
Very talented and very innovative.
Riding with Ravan.
It's a very easygoing, free-flowing, happy novel.
Thank you, Ezuth. It was really nice having this chitter chatter with you, and thank you for this lovely book. And I tell everyone out here, if you're like mythology, then you are going to love this book. Trust me on it. And you all can buy your copies on Amazon, and after that, give in your reviews on all the places. And also, you can DM him and me and let us know how did you like this book. And thank you, Ezuth, for your time. And looking forward for many more chitter chatters, many more readings, many more books.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Stay safe.